All right, now we are going to go to the background of our warm-up, and you'll do the same kind of thing behind your rose that you draw soon. The the technique, the appearance is called bokeh, Bokeh, and we'll just get into it. We're going to use a regular pencil, a black colored pencil, the 3B, 6B pencil, our blending stick that we had before, and also a gummy eraser. And this is an eraser. It comes a little bit bigger than this, but it really does stretch like kind of like silly putty. And it's self-cleaning, so if you kind of erase and you get it kind of dirty, you just kind of twist it and wrap it around itself, and it's kind of good stuff. It is also used as an eraser to pull off little bits. You usually don't rub with this eraser. It's much more of a, if I wanted to pull out a little bit more graphite right there and it doesn't leave a bunch of eraser markings. See if you can tell I just took off a little bit. You can twirl it into a little point. If you just want to take off a little bit right here at the edge of that little spot, or if you put a little bit too much in some spot, you can just kind of barely touch it. It does erase if you rub, but not as, it won't erase as completely as a regular eraser, but it is more gentle to the paper so it doesn't rough up the surface. All right, so here we go. What you're going to do to start this bokeh background is on your eye, draw an outline around your eye. And I'm just going to do a little section, and I'm going to draw an outline that kind of just barely goes outside of where I've been shading. And I'm pretty sure you can see where my outline is right there. Okay, you can kind of see the after effects of what's going to happen. Then you get a piece of scratch paper. Put that off to the side. I like to use my 6B pencil. We are going to do the same thing we did before when we used our blending stick. Make a patch of 6B. You're going to get just a regular paper towel, one from home or school. This is a school paper towel. I'm going to kind of make it into a little, kind of a little blunt point here. Pick some up and you can kind of see what it does over here. See, that's pretty dark. So with different pressure, you can apply different kind of values of it. So I'm just going to start to softly, see there's some. I'm going to just roam around. And I'll show you how to get in closer to your outline here. Just kind of, you can pat it. Just don't go big strokes. You're going to leave those behind. And this bokeh background and the kind of the sparkly lights off into the distance effect will work better if you kind of work in circles. And you can see I'm not creating the exact same value everywhere. There are subtle lights and darks. So another way to get kind of closer up to the edge is to wrap paper towel around the eraser end of a regular pencil. So I'm going to pick some up. It's a smaller tip, and you can get in there a little bit closer. And you can do the same thing out here. Just kind of hit and miss. I'm picking up the pencil as I go. And we're going to always try to create a sense of contrast. And we'll go for that in a second. So you always want kind of a light against dark. What you can also do is use your blending stick, your tortillon, and get up there kind of tight. Right up there. So you don't really have to do much erasing. But if you do, that's fine too. If you accidentally get into that area that you don't want to. It doesn't have to be completely dark all the time, but it should generally be, if you're going up against a light area, be a little bit darker behind. Okay, that almost does it by itself. Now watch what I can do here. I can just kind of go in and just make some darker patches. See up here, there's dark and light stuff going on. All right, just kind of random darker patches. I can, if I want to, start to go around some circles. In that bokeh background, if you haven't noticed it before, look at photography, look at movies, look at videos. and there's that background that has that sparkly, fuzzy feeling. Now here's a great use for your gummy eraser. Make kind of a rounded tip here. And we're just going to twirl, push, and twist. And it'll make these little circles for you. Push and twist. See, there's a circle. And kind of make a new little spot. And these circles, you want them to be a variety of sizes. We will make them into a variety of values. Try not to make them all the same space apart. It's okay if some overlap each other. You can kind of get a sense of how some of these overlap each other. And let's see, let's do a couple more here. And then we'll go in with a pencil and do some touch up. What you can also do, after you do those circles, you can kind of fuzz the edges, make some out of focus, and then you can also go in and sharpen up some of the edges with your blending stick. You can take a regular eraser and maybe erase out this one a little bit brighter. And maybe erase out this one a little bit brighter. So again, you get a variety of values. What you also can do is to take a 3B or a 6B pencil, and I'm going to get nice and fairly dark right up to the edge of our drawing. So you get a nice clean edge compared to a fuzzy quality in the background. I'm going to go around some of our circles that we made. And they don't always have to be circles. They can be kind of odd shapes too. Let me show you what you can do. You can take your eraser and just kind of roll it. Just kind of make a few abstract little shapes. So you just kind of roll it like that, and you might see little abstract little shapes back there. And that's an okay way to approach it as well. All right, this pencil work isn't going to be done until we kind of address it with a blending stick or some paper towel. So let me just do that. I'm going to go in here and kind of focus around that circle. Let that one kind of be looking like it's in front, and almost like there's a one behind here too. And I'm going to darken that one up a little bit. Remember, don't let outlines show. So you had a soft outline around your eye, but you need to let the value of the background kind of hide the outline effect. So I would not leave this over here. So I'm going to just move over here and do a random little shape and let it have kind of a soft fuzzy edge. Now I can take this and little circles. I can blend. I can go right over the top of that one to make it a little bit darker. And I'm going to kind of define some fuzz. Maybe make this one get a little fuzzy, work around the edge. I can grab a little bit more, go a little bit darker right there. And also, so you can kind of play around with this. This is a chance to practice, but if you're really not sure, I'd find another piece of scratch paper and just practice a little bit. Your black colored pencil. The colored pencil, just like up here, you can't blend it. You can't blend it with the tortillon or the paper towel. So you have to be nice with the shading. You have to be very careful letting things either have a nice sharp edge or let things fade away very nicely with our shading rules. But it does give it that depth. So I'm going to go right up next to our drawing. Then go around some of these and let this black colored pencil fade away. Up here, I did it a little bit here and here and here. I can do it a little bit more in this kind of darker area. Let that fade away. Now, also out here, On the very edge, I think it's a cool effect if you let this be fuzzy. You're gonna create a border in your final drawing. So go ahead and let that kind of fuzzy fade away as well. Right in here, I'm not done. Just kind of see an empty place there because there's no contrast. Down here, it's getting more of that finished quality. Um, so with a black colored pencil, you can add that too. You don't have to, but I think it would give it a few little dark punches here and there. But here you have to make sure that you fade away nicely with those little circles. All right, and then it's almost like you're never done with this. I can make that one a little bit darker if I want to. But if I think that's too dark, I can pull it back out a little bit. You know, you can do lots of little variations. So that'll be a cool background around your warm-up. And again, your size doesn't have to be big. I'll have a piece of paper, cut something like this so you're not tempted to have to work too big. And there you go. Hopefully that makes sense. And later on, if we have something with a dark edge to it, the bokeh will be lighter. And then as we come down here, we can see the lighter edge and the bokeh is darker. So that's basically how we're going to handle that part of it later on too. Right, there you go. Have fun.